Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Culture Report. I'm Antonia Velez. We wanted to make this Valentine's Day episode all about love. Just a little something sweet to remind people there is always good even in the darkest of times. We'll talk love stories to years-long traditions to just generally mushy content. Starting with one unique Colorado couple who photojournalist Tom Cole and I had the pleasure of meeting and learning from. They say love shows up when you least expect it.
I really wasn't looking for love. I'd given up.
And for some people, it can take longer than others.
I mean, I was almost 90. Who's looking for love?
But whenever you do find it, everything can happen all at once.
At the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to let go of you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
It was real quick.
Like all good things, love takes time. And for Ken and his husband Johnny, self-love had to come first.
I thought, wow, he's coming out at 90, and I thought that takes a lot of courage. And at the time, I had not come out to my family.
It was a feeling of relief, a feeling of peace, I guess you'd say, because I no longer had to hide.
Ken was born into a predominantly Christian family in Dodge City, Kansas in 1930.
I knew not until I was about age 12 that I was actually attracted to guys more than girls.
He served 4 years in the Navy, keeping his queerness a secret due to rules against homosexuality, and later moved to Long Beach, where he met a man named Philip.
And one evening he was in the apartment and he leaned over and kissed me. Well, there went my straightness right out the window.
They moved in together a few months after that, but things changed as quickly as they started.
My old religion had kicked in real hard, so I told myself that this can't continue then.
Ken went back to hiding. Within a month, he'd moved back to Kansas, leaving love behind in the process. Ken went on to marry a woman and have a daughter, but later got a divorce. He tried looking for Philip after that, but he was never able to get a hold of him.
I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the chemotherapy isolated me here at the house. My daughter came over one day to visit me. I was crying, and she said, "What's wrong, Dad?" And I said, "Well, honey, I should never have left Philip."
After sharing this part of himself with his daughter, Ken felt emboldened to come out to his friends.
I made it public, and it did go public, and I started getting calls and messages.
His story went viral, inspiring people who were still in the closet, like Johnny.
So that's when I wrote him a message about, hey, I just congratulated him, said, hey, I think that was amazing what you did, and if you have some time, I would like to talk with you.
Eventually, Ken messaged back, and they set up a time to meet at a local restaurant.
The more I got to talk with him, the more I found things in common, and so I just connected.
I just went to dinner to tell him that it was okay to come out, and looky here what's happened to us.
Through embracing his queerness, Ken helped Johnny embrace his, and a relationship blossomed.
For the longest time, I knew I'm attracted to older men. And so I'm like, well, how is this going to be viewed by people? And then after a while, I'm like, well, I don't really care. Like, I'm with him because I love him.
There is that difference in the age, but I can tell you that it really makes no difference. The love comes to you regardless of your age or your sex.
They got married in an intimate and colorful ceremony in the backyard of their Arvada home, surrounded by their closest friends and family members. After nearly 5 years together, their love remains as vibrant as ever.
Just coming home, knowing that he's waiting here, and just that hug and kiss, that makes even the toughest day at work be okay.
I just feel totally free when I'm with him. I can say anything, do anything. We can run around any way we want to.
It's a freedom like the one that is felt when you embrace who you really are. A freedom the couple wants others in the community to feel as well.
Once they make that decision to come out, they're going to find themselves feeling relieved, free. I think they would find that people are not as rejecting as they thought they might be.
And when it comes to finding love, Ken says the wait is worth it, no matter how long.
Keep looking. It's there. You just have to find it. Don't close yourself off, but just keep watching.
And this love story is just one example of how important it is to accept who you are. Well, it turns out self-love can have a direct impact on the type of partner you attract. Our mental health expert, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, stopped by 9 News Mornings to explain this bias.
We say in psychology is really just looking within yourself to find your own positive attributes. So if you try going into a relationship, but inside you really feel like, oh, I'm not that really great at anything. Oh, I don't even know if I'm that attractive. Oh, I don't like my style or something. That's the kind of energy and even bias you look for on the outside. You start looking for negative things in other people because you're thinking negative things about yourself. So one of the things I think people don't think about, especially this week of love, is how do I really attract in not just anybody, but like real love, healthy relationships. If you don't have that within your own self, it is really hard to find that outside of yourself for somebody else to give to you what you don't already have.
That's very interesting. Take notes, everyone. And in Colorado, one city is celebrating being the Valentine capital of the world for the 79th year, with the largest Valentine's remailing program there is. Each year, people from all 50 states and 110 countries send their Valentines to the city of Loveland, also known as the Sweetheart City. Then volunteers mark the letters with a love-themed stamp and poem before sending them off to their original destination. 9 News reporter Amanda Gilbert spoke to some of these volunteers.
Joy over letters in the mail. It's almost lost these days. Almost.
I sent one to my Japanese pen pal. I've been writing to her for over 60 years.
But every year, these Cupids might just be saving it.
I used to be an elementary school teacher, so I like to look at the handwriting.
One stamp at a time.
There's so many of them. Thousands.
They add a touch of love to and from people from all over the world. People send letters and cards in larger envelopes to the Loveland Post Office or to the Chamber of Commerce. Then those end up here, where they get a bit of an upgrade to a Valentine.
The other thing that's really fun to look at is to look at all the stamps. Because people use this year's, they use last year's, they use Christmas stamps, they use a million old stamps.
Letters come from near and far.
There's been some from England.
I had 6 Japan yesterday.
Well, I've seen some from Singapore.
I had Germany.
I got a Netherlands.
My most unusual one was Telephone Texas. That was kind of fun.
I've had a couple going to the president.
We also got Lady Gaga.
The daddy in heaven, yeah.
We normally do over 100,000, and we'll reach that.
Dixie Daly with the Loveland Chambers says the city's stamp changes each year, but the message stays the same.
The message is always about letting love live inside you and letting it be out into the world, because Loveland's going to make that happen by hand stamping it.
It is time for the #1 holiday in this Sweetheart City.
It's bigger than Christmas, much bigger.
And these Cupids can finally rest.
My year is not complete without being here for a couple weeks.
After another successful year of helping colleagues, families, partners, and friends remind each other how much they care.
Now, of course, if you're watching this episode and didn't take part in this cute little tradition, it's obviously too late for this year. But if you're interested for next year, details and deadlines for the program are on our website, 9news.com. And the Loveland Ski Resort has a more than 3 decades-long tradition of giving couples the opportunity to tie the knot on top of an 11,000-foot mountain. Now, Denver has been taking notes from the resort. The city hosted its own marriage marathon for the 13th year. This year's theme is a nod to the Beatles and their hit song, All You Need Is Love. The event also featured several gift card giveaways to Denver restaurants. And one of Denver's busiest roads is getting some new decor ahead of Valentine's Day. Colfax has been dealing with construction since last year, so nearby businesses could definitely use some extra love. The street is lined with 75 bright red hearts, each with a personalized message from the community member who purchased it.
What's been fun is to see the sweet messages that people come up with. You know, they're
They're professing their love for their families, they're professing their love for their favorite business. It means a lot to our businesses to show them that we love them. The heart is representative of that. The hearts will remain along the avenue through the end of this month. And we know that Valentine's Day and, well, love can mean different things to different people. And we're curious and maybe a little nosy, so we went to the Denver Botanic Gardens to ask some folks what they think about this time of year.
What does love mean? Love means doing what's best for the other person, even if it costs you a lot.
I feel like it's sort of ethereal.
Love means connection.
Peace?
Being there for each other, supporting each other.
Yeah, I was going to say support and dedication.
I think it's a lot of things. I think it's a mixture of attachment, compassion, dedication.
I don't have any plans for this Valentine's Day.
I do not, no.
Oh yeah, making brisket.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna hang out with some friends.
My husband and I are going to go out to dinner and maybe do some hiking.
I am coming here with my sister and my niece and nephew. Nephews, there's 2 now.
I don't really love the commercialization of Valentine's Day. I think that there's other ways other than like monetary things to express that love.
I love that it encourages connection, but I hate that it kind of falls to be consumerist.
We need a lot more opportunities to remember to be kind and to show affection to one another. So sure, it's a good holiday.
I think I love it more than hate it. I mean, I don't have any downsides to it.
I love that it's our first one.
Yeah.
I love the excuse to pause and reflect on what's good in my romantic relationships and share that with a partner.
Love advice. Be the first to say you're sorry. I think that's the key to a long and healthy relationship.
Love yourself first.
Love should feel good for all parties involved.
Started off by doing something hard together.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, do something hard together, I guess.
Don't go in too fast.
We all need more than just ourselves. There's a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh's book, How to Love. If you take everything out of a flower that is not a flower, the flower would not exist.
Now, we always try to end our episodes with some good news, and while each of these stories could qualify as that, we want to finish off strong with elementary school sweethearts who are getting the chance to see their daughter in the same school where they met years ago. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause tells us the story.
Yeah, it was so different in here.
It was.
A trip to Mission Viejo Elementary.
It's changed a lot, but being in here, it does bring me back to that moment, you know.
Is a homecoming for Jada and Jabari Sarles.
Now, where are you guys?
Turn one more page.
That's us standing next to each other.
We met in kindergarten in Miss Hebert's class.
Yes, Miss Hebert's class.
At first, fast friends.
She was my friend, but then she was also kind of my bully a little bit too at times, so.
Then childhood crushes.
I remember 2nd grade, I started liking Jabari a lot, and that's when I do remember myself kind of, running around on the playground, kicking him.
Yearbooks now hold those memories.
Jada, I have grown to love you, no matter how mean you are. Just kidding. I'm gonna miss you more than any other girl.
Messages that carry meaning even 2 decades later.
So clearly I was in love back then.
After elementary, Jabari and Jada ended up at different schools. They kept in touch throughout the years.
I would say it was when we were about 20 or 21, I just happened to message her on Instagram and just got a different reception, so I started talking to her every day, and once we started hanging out, we just instantly knew that we were going to be together forever. So
when they tied the knot in 2019, a reading from Jada's 4th grade journal felt fitting.
I think I love Jabari. But I don't think I could love any boy more. I'm only 10, and I know it is too early to talk about love. Sooner or later, I will be grown.
Now a family of 3. And when it came time for their 5-year-old Avela to start kindergarten, one school made sense.
I think it would be great.
But would she find her own soulmate in this same school?
No.
She asked that before she started kindergarten.
She did.
She asked us, she said, Mom, will I find my husband like how you found Daddy? I think she asked Jabari that too as well. Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that question at all, so I'm still kind of working through those emotions, processing. It's like, I hope you do, but also I hope you and I don't have to think about that for a long time.
All right, thank you so much for joining this week's Culture Report. We'll be back to continue the conversation next Thursday right here on 9 News Plus and on 9news.com.